Chosen one, you didn't stumble upon this message by accident. Heaven orchestrated this moment. Before you woke up this morning, before you picked up your phone, before your finger ever scrolled to this exact place, the divine already knew you needed to hear what is about to be spoken over your life. So take a breath. You are exactly where you're meant to be. Listen carefully. Everything you've been carrying, the confusion, the heaviness, the questions that kept you awake at night wondering about people, about yourself, and about God's plan for your life is about to make sense, all of it. The betrayal that blindsided you, the eyes watching when you thought you were alone, the silent investigation you could feel happening in the shadows, the whispers, the doubts planted in places you once called safe. You felt it, didn't you? That unsettling awareness that someone was digging into your life, measuring your steps, cataloging your choices, waiting for you to fall. Before we continue this life-changing message, take a moment to pause like this video, subscribe to help us reach 1,000 voices of faith, and comment the number 99 to send a powerful signal of alignment to the universe. They were searching for darkness, expecting to uncover hypocrisy, hoping to find cracks that would validate their judgment of you. But here's what heaven wants you to know. They didn't find what they were looking for. Let that settle in your spirit. They came with suspicion but found your prayers. They looked for secrets but discovered your faithfulness. They sought to expose weakness but stumbled upon your quiet, resilient strength, the kind that grows only in the sacred place between you and your Creator. What the enemy intended for your destruction has now become the very thing that will vindicate you, and not only vindicate you but transform the very ones who stood against you. Before we get ahead of ourselves, understand this divine setup. You've been confused, wondering if you truly heard God, if you were genuinely called, or if you somehow did something wrong to deserve the isolation and the testing. You watched others prosper while you were being pruned, saw people with half your integrity receive opportunities that seemed to pass you by, and all the while you felt eyes on you judging, measuring you against a standard you couldn't see. That feeling wasn't paranoia, it was perception. You were being watched. But here's the part the enemy never considered. God was watching too. And while human eyes searched for reasons to condemn, divine eyes were gathering evidence to defend you. Heaven recorded every morning you chose prayer over giving up, every moment you chose integrity when compromise would have been easier, every tear you cried in secret, every blessing you gave when you could have cursed, every time you offered grace when you had every right to retaliate. All of it has been documented in heaven's courts as proof of who you truly are. The investigation that was meant to expose you is now the very thing that will exalt you. Can you feel that shift? Even as these words move through your spirit, something in the atmosphere around your life is changing. This isn't motivation or mere encouragement. This is a prophetic declaration over your identity and the season you're stepping into. What was hidden is being revealed, not to shame you, but to vindicate you. Understand this about divine orchestration. When God allows your life to be scrutinized, when heaven permits an investigator to look closely, it's never because your darkness needs exposing, it's because your light is about to illuminate places that have been dark for far too long. And before that light is released in full intensity, it must be proven genuine. They searched for compromise and found conviction. They expected to see you living in secret what you condemned in public, but instead they found consistency, private devotion matching public declaration, a prayer life that wasn't performed for applause, a character that didn't shift based on who was watching. And here's where the story becomes breathtaking. The one who investigated you is being drawn to the very light they discovered. Your purity didn't just expose their intentions. It illuminated a path they didn't even know they were searching for. The faith they uncovered, the prayers they found, the genuine relationship with the divine that you built away from human eyes, it's pulling them toward the same God you serve. This is vindication on a level most people never experience. Heaven isn't just defending you, it's transforming your accuser into a testimony. The one who came to dig up dirt is being changed by the treasure they found instead. And you, chosen one, are about to witness something that will anchor your faith for the rest of your life. You're going to watch God defend you without you having to speak a single word. Now let me address what's rising in you, because I know part of you wants immediate justice. You want every doubter, every whisperer, every person who came against you to publicly admit they were wrong. That desire is human, it's normal, but it's not what heaven is asking of you in this moment. Listen closely. Forgiveness isn't optional for the chosen. It's the key that unlocks your next dimension. I can feel some of you resisting that already, but they don't know what I endured. They don't understand the depth of the betrayal. You're right, I may not know the details, but heaven does. Every wound was witnessed. Every moment was recorded. And still, God whispers, forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve to be free. The unforgiveness you're holding, the bitter root you're watering with the memory of what was done to you that isn't protecting you. It's imprisoning you. It's poisoning you, this unforgiveness, and it's the one barrier standing between where you are and where heaven is trying to take you. The enemy knows this, which is why he keeps replaying the memories, keeps resurfacing the words they spoke, the things they did, the looks they gave you. He knows that if he can keep you tethered to the offense, he can delay your elevation. But this is your moment to cut the cord, not for them, but for you. Forgiveness doesn't mean their actions were acceptable. It means you refuse to let their behavior define your future. It means you're taking your power back from the past and reinvesting it in your purpose. It means you trust that God's vindication is more complete, more precise, and more transformative than any revenge you could attempt to orchestrate. And when you make that choice, when you release them from the debt they owe you, you rise. Not slowly or subtly, but rapidly. Forgiveness removes the weight that's been anchoring you to the ground. It's like cutting the sandbags from a hot air balloon. Suddenly, you're rising with a speed that even surprises you. Closed doors begin to open. Blocked connections begin to flow. Delayed resources begin to release. Clouded clarity sharpens into divine direction, and you begin to walk with an authority that wasn't accessible while you were still clutching the pain of what was done to you. This is the freedom heaven has been preparing you for. This is what the testing was always about. God knew you would face betrayal, scrutiny, misunderstanding, and misrepresentation, and all of it was meant to shape you into someone who, at this crossroads moment, would choose differently than the world expects. You would choose forgiveness. You would choose freedom. You would choose destiny over revenge. That choice, chosen one, is what sets you apart. Anyone can love when they're loved, bless when they're blessed, or honor when they're honored. But to release those who wronged you, to pray for those who investigated you, to speak life over those who anticipated your downfall, that is the character of someone heaven can trust with real authority. Now understand what's coming next, because acceleration follows obedience of this magnitude. When you forgive at this depth, when you release those who truly wounded you, heaven interprets it as a signal that you are ready for what's been held in reserve. Things are about to move quickly, faster than you can strategize, faster than you can control. Opportunities will appear with narrow windows. Decisions will require courage without perfect clarity. Connections will form that seem almost too divine to be real. And through it all, you must hold on to this moment, this message, this revelation, because acceleration attracts opposition. In seasons of rapid movement, the enemy introduces confusion to make you question the very doors heaven is opening. He'll remind you of past failures, highlight your insecurities, or send voices that question your readiness, your calling, your qualifications. You need to settle it in your spirit now. Those are lies designed to slow you down. You are ready not because you're perfect, but because you've been prepared. Every test, every trial, every lonely season where you wondered if God had forgotten you was preparation, training, divine equipping for a dimension that demands more than talent. It demands character. It requires faith forged in fire, and you, chosen one, have endured the refiner's flame long enough. What's emerging now is not the same person who entered the furnace. You've been refined, realigned, and redefined by a process that was meant to break you, yet built you instead. And those who witness your emergence won't recognize you not because of external change, though that may come, but because of the authority you'll carry, the confidence that will radiate from you, the peace that will surround you even in chaos. That is supernatural. It is the evidence of someone who has been with God in the secret place and returned with heaven's seal of approval. Your righteousness is about to shine like the dawn, not self-righteousness that demands recognition, but the quiet, undeniable righteousness that simply is, the kind even enemies feel compelled to respect, the kind that gently forces those who misjudged you to admit they were wrong. Divine vindication requires no defense, no explanation. It moves on its own, as truth always does. What was hidden will be revealed. What was misunderstood will be clarified. What was misrepresented will be corrected. And all you'll need to do is stand in the integrity you've held all along. Stand tall, chosen one. The evidence is rising, the vindication is unfolding, and the breakthrough is closer than you know. But understand this, the new dimension you're stepping into carries weight. With authority comes responsibility. With visibility comes scrutiny, and with influence comes accountability. Heaven is preparing you now by showing you what this next level demands: wisdom, humility, and unwavering commitment to the principles that carried you through. Don't become intoxicated by the success that's coming. Don't mistake vindication for superiority. You're not special because of what you accomplished, you're special because of the one who called you. The gifts, talents, opportunities, they are tools entrusted to you for a purpose far greater than personal comfort. You're not being elevated merely so life becomes easier, though it will. You're not being vindicated simply so others know you were right, though they will. You're being positioned because heaven has assignments reserved for someone who has been tested and remained faithful, someone who has been betrayed and chose forgiveness, someone who has been investigated and was found genuine. That someone is you. That is who you have been becoming through every painful chapter you once wished you could skip. And now, at last, it is time to step fully into what those chapters were preparing you for, so let me give you instructions for what's ahead, because you're going to need them. When the doors begin to open, move quickly but don't rush. There's a difference. Rushing is driven by anxiety. Moving quickly is responding to divine timing with readiness. And you are ready. So when you recognize heaven's hand opening a door, step through with confidence. You'll know it's a divine door because it will align with your calling even if it stretches your comfort zone. It will challenge you to grow but never violate your values. It will require faith but never demand compromise. And even if fear is present, deep beneath it will be a peace that confirms the direction, peace that whispers, "This is the way. Walk in it." Conversely, when opportunities appear that look appealing but lack that peace, doors that require you to bend your principles, ignore your discernment, or move faster than wisdom allows, those aren't divine, they're distractions. The enemy can't stop your ascension, so he'll attempt to divert it with shortcuts that glitter but lead to dead ends, connections that promise everything but deliver only heartache. Stay rooted, stay grounded, stay connected to the source that brought you this far. The prayer life that sustained you in the wilderness is the same prayer life that will keep you humble in the palace. Don't abandon the spiritual disciplines that forged you simply because the season is shifting from testing to testimony. And hear this clearly, stay generous. When the increase comes, and it will come, resist the urge to hoard it, to protect it, to grip tightly what God freely placed in your hands. You are blessed to be a blessing. You are delivered to help deliver others. You are being vindicated not only for your sake, but so your story becomes a lifeline for those who are standing where you once stood. People are watching your life, some without even realizing it. They see how you handle pressure, how you treat others even when you're mistreated, how your faith remains steady in seasons that would break most people. And when your vindication unfolds, when truth emerges, when righteousness shines, when your elevation becomes undeniable, those same people will be strengthened in their own journey. Your testimony is bigger than you. It's fuel for countless others who will find hope in your breakthrough, courage in your endurance, and faith in your faithfulness. You're not just being vindicated, you're being positioned as evidence that God still defends his chosen ones. So carry that with reverence. Let the blessing make you better, not bitter. Let the vindication make you grateful, not prideful. Let the breakthrough make you more dependent on God, not more confident in yourself. Because the moment you believe it was your strength that carried you, you step out from under the covering that protected you. Stay humble, stay hungry, stay close to the voice that guided you through every valley. The same God who brought you out of the wilderness is the same God who will sustain you in the promised land. Don't let your devotion shift just because the scenery does. Now, I know some of you are still struggling to believe this message applies to you. You're thinking about your mistakes, your failures, the times you didn't pray enough, trust enough, or act faithfully enough. You're wondering if this word is meant for someone more qualified, more spiritual, someone who didn't stumble as often as you did. Let me settle that right now, this message is for you. Chosen doesn't mean perfect, it means purposed. You were selected not because you had everything together, but because God saw something in you worth refining. Your struggles didn't disqualify you, they developed you. Every time you got back up after falling, you learned resilience. Every time you prayed through doubt, you built faith. Every time you chose right after choosing wrong, you strengthened character. Every imperfect step brought you to this moment. So stop disqualifying yourself from the promises heaven is already speaking over your life. Stop obsessing over where you fell short and start recognizing how far you've come. Stop fixating on your inadequacies and begin seeing the divine adequacy that has covered you all along. You are enough not because of what you've done, but because of whose you are. You belong to the Most High, and that identity overrides every insecurity, every failure, and every lie the enemy has used to make you doubt your calling. This is your time. This is your season. This is the moment where everything shifts from confusion to clarity, from questions to answers, from pressure to purpose. And you will look back on this very moment, this message, this day, and recognize it as the turning point. Even now, something in your spirit is shifting. Old mindsets are breaking, Lies you believed about yourself are crumbling, limitations you accepted are being shattered, and a new awareness is rising, an understanding that you've carried divine favor all along, even when you couldn't see it through the confusion the enemy wrapped around your perspective. But the clouds are clearing. Truth is emerging, and what's being revealed is breathtaking. You are exactly who God says you are, chosen, called, covered, and on the brink of undeniable vindication. The investigator who searched for darkness found only light, and that light is about to shine so brightly that people won't be able to look at you without seeing the divine hand guiding your life. They'll try to find natural explanations for your sudden elevation, for the doors that open, the connections that form, the resources that flow, and they won't find any. Because what's happening in your life isn't natural. It's supernatural. Heaven is preparing to make such a public display of favor on your life that even skeptics will have to acknowledge something greater is at work, not to glorify you, but to glorify the God who chose you, refined you, and is now ready to reveal you. But it all hinges on one thing: your willingness to forgive, to release, to let go of the offense so you can take hold of your destiny. And I can sense that even now, some of you are making that decision. You're choosing freedom over bitterness, your future over your past, and God's vindication over your own desire for revenge. And for those of you making that choice right now, let me prophesy over your life. Within days, you're going to see evidence of this shift. A conversation will unfold that couldn't have happened before. A door that was bolted shut will crack open. Someone will reach out who represents the very connection you've been praying for. An unexpected check will arrive. A solution will emerge for a problem that's been heavy on your mind. And none of it will be coincidence. These will be confirmations. Heaven's way of saying, I saw your obedience. I witnessed your choice to forgive. Now watch what I do for a heart aligned with mine. The acceleration has already begun. Can you feel it? That quickening in your spirit, that holy anticipation rising. That's not anxiety, that's alignment. It's your spirit recognizing that everything is about to shift from waiting to walking, from promise to possession, from prophecy to fulfillment. So prepare yourself. Get your house in order. Get your heart ready. Because the life you prayed for is about to collide with the moment you're standing in. And when those two realities meet, the impact will be undeniable. You didn't encounter this message by chance. Heaven orchestrated it. This is your divine appointment, your prophetic word, your moment to choose who you will be on the other side of betrayal, investigation, and confusion. Will you be bitter or better, victim or victor, bound by your past or liberated into your future? The choice has always belonged to you, and I believe you're choosing well. I believe you're choosing freedom, choosing healing, choosing to walk fully into everything God has been preparing you for. So lift your head, square your shoulders, and set your face like flint toward the future calling your name. You are vindicated, you are chosen, you are covered, and what's coming will exceed every expectation, surpass every dream, and fulfill every promise spoken over your life. The evidence is already on its way, the breakthrough is closer than you think, and the best part is you're finally ready to receive it. Not the old you who would have been crushed by this level of blessing, but the refined you, the realigned you who walked through fire and came out carrying glory. This is your season, chosen one. Walk in it with confidence. Walk in it with wisdom. Walk in it with unshakable assurance that the one who began this good work in you is faithful to complete it. Heaven is watching. Angels are ready. Your vindication is unfolding according to divine timing. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust the God who's been faithful through every chapter. Your righteousness is about to shine like the dawn. Stand tall.